Okay, so here we are. I'm gonna thank Naughty Vixen for convincing me to make a second video. Oh, um, we're just gonna have some Genshin Impact playing in the background to give some visual entertainment while I'm talking here. Er, uh, so, oh, yeah, I didn't think it was either Genshin Impact or Fortnite. I thought we could probably get away with more talking on Genshin Impact. Uh, but, uh, yeah, after the first one, I honestly didn't think we were going to do the second one because, speech impediment, you can't quite work around that all that much. Yeah. So, what was I? Hey,
It's a lucky day.
who
You
yeah,
know a thing or
or is
two.
that? Hey, there's three of us. There
More!
is
There's more! Move!
me, top hat at
You know a
Skull
thing or
Hole.
two.
There's Miss Naughty Vixen, who is definitely the
Say no
more
more! Move!
social uh, of us internet-wise. Not so much in
You know
person.
a thing or two.
I'm more the social in person, and but I do have issues just forming basic relationship in conversations with people. And then there is Dark Comedy, who probably has the worst out of us. Uh, she's very quiet, reserved, and and spent most of her time life alone, at least until college, where we all met each other. Or yeah, at least social people. And hey, um, we do have speech impediments, although ours is different. Mine is elongated pauses. Um, I'm forgetting what Naughty Vixens is called. Old, old, um, ground draw. I'm blanking that. But Dark Harmony has selective mutism. When we get together, we're all chatty to each other, and one of the things we didn't realize is about our speech impediment is we've hung out so much we don't even hear each other's. Like for me, mine is I physically cannot hear myself. Like my brain does not register it.
Why are you doing this? Why leave all of a sudden, after all these years?
Ooh, quest.
Precisely. It's much too sudden. We've had no time to prepare.
Well, that's what happens when family leaves home. It says parents everywhere after 5 months of their kids in college.
The children are desperate for you to take them out to play. Please, we urge you to reconsider.
That must be the guy Ayaka told us about. Let's go over and see.
Let's see. Oh, well, let's go through this quest quickly.
Ah, you must also be here to try and convince Tejima to stay.
Well, what's happening?
Tejima has protected this place ever since he arrived here 30 years ago. Keeping out the treasure hoarders, fending off any monsters that draw near, resolving quarrels between the villagers. He has put an enormous amount of work into looking after this place, and we all think the world of him.
Sounds nice. Why is he leaving?
But now, all of a sudden, he says he plans to leave us. We can't help but wonder, was it something we did?
You put raisins in the cookies, didn't you? You put raisins in the cookies.
We will gladly apologize if that's the case. All we want is for him to stay.
Okay, not for you.
If you want my opinion, something to do with the Vision Hunt decree.
Oh yeah, I probably should have said spoilers because this is the late game Genshin.
It's clear that Tejima had done nothing wrong, and still they confiscated his vision. After that, he became a completely different person.
Apparently.
I can't claim to fully understand it, but I could tell that he'd lost something very important to him. He went off on a walk, alone, circled the village a few times, and then out of the blue, he announced that he was going to leave and become a wanderer. Truth be told, we aren't sure whether trying to keep him here is the right thing to do, but equally, it doesn't feel right to let him leave when he's in this state. He's a lost soul.
Interesting.
Seems like he's a well-respected guy around here.
Sounds like it. Oh yeah, gotta love this game and the choices you can make that affect nothing.
You must be Tejima. So what's made you want to up and leave all of a sudden?
Me? It's not a question of why I want to leave, but a question of what reason I would have to stay.
Everyone depends on you.
But that's not why I chose to stay here. And what made me want to come here 30 years ago? And why have I never wanted to leave in all that time?
It's a nice quiet town. Sometimes it's just nice.
I don't have answers to those questions because I can't remember anymore. Ever since they took my vision away, it's like a slice of my memory is gone. In the past, I knew I wanted to stay here. But whatever resolve I had then, it's gone now. So I thought, what's to stop me from moving around instead? The emptiness inside me will be there either way.
Okay. Well, in that case, if we help you rediscover the reason you chose to stay, you won't need to leave anymore, right? But if you can't remember anything, it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah, like I can't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah. College and how the three of us met.
Oh, maybe if you just try a little harder to remember, then it'll all come flooding back?
Not sure that's how that works. Spare ration food.
Oh, that reminds me. Last time I brought Tejima some fruit, I do believe I saw him writing in a diary.
I keep a diary? If you say so. I honestly can't seem to remember.
Okay, he's suffering from Alzheimer's.
Oh, yes, yes, you do. And what's more, I remember you saying at the time that you wanted to make a note of a few interesting things. Things which would prove very important at a later date.
Perfect! So if we want to keep Tejima from leaving, we just need to find his diary. It must be around here somewhere. Let's take a look.
If you don't mind, we will leave you to find the diary. We should head back to the village to inform the others of Tejima's situation.
Okay, searching for a diary. Is this what? It's right here. Come on.
This looks like Tejima. Let's see what we have here. Today, the villagers and I got together to cook dried braised salted fish. I messed up and burned mine a little, so I had to pretend that it was black snakehead instead. Today, I helped rescue a kid who had fallen in the water. After I pulled him out, he told me that his best friend Bamboo was still in the water. I searched the water the whole afternoon before finding out that Bamboo was the name of his pet crab. I went kite flying today. The string broke, so I chased after it as fast as I could. I soon realized I was never going to get it back, so I just found somewhere to sit and watch as it flew away into the distance.
Cool, this is weird. This is very weird. This doesn't sound like an adult, possibly with Alzheimer's.
Seems like your average diary of daily village life.
Though that might be on the writers.
Huh? Wait, there's more!
Of course there is. Spare food rations.
I went to pray at the shrine again today and stayed there a while. The omamori you gave me has faded a little, but it is still my most treasured possession. Now that's the kind of info we're looking for. Time to pay a visit to the shrine.
Yep, time to pay a visit to the... This is a very short quest that can take several minutes. Oh god. What did I get myself into?
So this is the omamori Tejima wrote about.
Yep.
Interesting. Looking at the color and the design, Paimon would have thought it belonged to a child.
It does seem that way. What's going on?
But anyway, if he had this with him all the time, there's a chance some of his elemental energy remained on it. Do you think that it might come in handy?
Possibly.
Somewhere that Tejima visited a lot.
Seems like
the
it.
soil looks like it's been disturbed. Maybe Tejima buried must be something pretty amazing if it made him stick around for 30 years.
No kidding.
It looks like a letter. The paper's gone yellow. Must have been written a really long time ago.
Apparently.
Konda Village. Sounds so familiar. Where is that place again?
If we become separated during war, go wait for me in Konda Village. There will be a safe home for us there.
Huh. So the reason Tejima came here was to wait for someone. But he's been here for 30 years. Oh, guess they didn't show up in the end, huh?
Why do you sound excited for that?
Well, let's go give Tejima his stuff back and take it from there.
This was a rabbit hole of a quest I now regret.
Well, I'll be. That's certainly my handwriting. And I guess the Omamori and letter belong to me too.
Looks like it.
But I have no memory of anything that's written in this diary. Still, it's clear that I was waiting for someone here, and that I chose to wait for 30 years.
Looks like it.
Over the years, I must have made a note of anything interesting. Anything that I could share with her when we were finally reunited. And just look at all the things that did happen over the years. The time has flown by so quickly. 30 years feels like the blink of an eye.
Yep.
How could I have forgotten something so important to me? Now that I think about it, when my vision was taken from me, it felt like I'd suddenly been hollowed out.
Yeah.
Love, regret, everything I felt for her, it's all disappeared.
Now, tell me about your mother. Yes, go on, explain your feelings.
No, not especially. After all, I've forgotten who she was. Her face, her voice, the things we experienced together. I barely recall any of it. It's as if she'd never been in my life to begin with. As if all these years have been nothing but a hazy dream. I think maybe not. If this is something I waited most of my life for, I suppose I should carry on waiting.
Sounds good enough, even if she shows up and completely forgets you.
Although,
Or is dead.
what if she were to turn up eventually, only to find I didn't remember so much as her name? Wouldn't that be upsetting for her? When I think about it like that, I do feel a slight tinge of sadness in my heart. How curious. Why am I thinking like this when I don't even remember who she is? It's just like that feeling of emptiness, the feeling that something is missing. Thank you both for helping me reconnect with my reason for staying here.
Okay.
I shall remain here and keep waiting for her.
Tejima seems to be dealing okay, but still, it makes Paimon really sad.
Losing a reason to feel sad is maybe the saddest thing of all. Sure, let's go with that one.
Seems it's just like Ayaka and Tomo were saying. If you lose your vision, you lose all your hopes and dreams too. That certainly explains the state Tejima was in earlier. At least we were able to help him, weren't we? Well, let's go find the next person. According to Miss Kamisato, the second one who lost their vision is a samurai from the Tenryou Commission.
Okay, so for me, Naughty Vixen, her comedy, it's like now we can finally get back to talking about this. How we kind of want to because one thing we all share in common is like we're what we call world builders to a degree. It's like we went to college for video game, and it's because we want to build worlds. We're happy where it's making movies, making video games, writing books, or writing D&D campaigns. If we are building worlds, we are very happy. But we also have things that we specialize in. For me, it's more adventure fantasy and whatnot. For Naughty Vixen, it's slice of life, and then Kingston Fetish is which that's a whole world in and of itself that most people don't even realize how much psychology goes on. It's like Naughty Vixen even had to come up with a metaphor where it's like you can have 50 people with the same fetish, but it's like you gave them Mad Libs and they all reached the same answers for every single one, except every person had a different Mad Lib. So it's like, how did they all reach the same conclusion? That's kind of how fetishes are. It's like they're complicated more. Read like books. We've come to learn.
The wrong test subject.
And then third comedy, he likes dark comedies as well. Also like horror movie. He's psychological stories, things like that. And there's some pretty messed up movies and shows out there that we get where she's coming from. It's like you learn all this stuff that we've done for entertainment, and then the concept of hell or a plane of punishment. It's like that's nothing because we've done worse for essentially free. It's like there was, I think it's a Swedish movie, and this is back when movies were black and white, and it's like it's set up as a documentary about following a serial killer, and then over time, how much is question of, are we just filming this, or are we actually helping out this killer? It's like, yeah, as the camera crew who starts to help hide bodies and whatnot, it's like, it's messed up. We haven't seen it yet. Only because, like, we can't really find it. Another movie that's great to have with friends, Cannibal Holocaust. If you ever find that one, because it's an Italian movie in English set in the Amazon. Because apparently, I think it was the 70s, there was a craze in Italy for cannibal movies, and this is possibly like peaked here, where it's like, I kind of want to give away, but I have to explain some of it so you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like, in the movie you're following two stories. One is this camera crew that disappeared in the Amazon to the natives. And the second story is about this second journalist that's trying to find out what happened to the camera crew. And what you find out is this very famous crew who are known for making these great documentaries. Well, it turns out they fake most of their documentaries, even setting up fake wars going on. So, and the question is, when reporting, how much do you get involved? And it shows, because the second guy is trying to find out what happened to the first, he goes in with nothing but respect for the people that live there, are trying to follow their customs and whatnot, and he's fine. He survives uninjured throughout all of it, while all the first crew was essentially eaten because they didn't respect anything. And there's like one scene that shows really well where they force a bunch of local villagers into a single hut and then light on fire and film it like, oh, the villagers are always like this. Like, so it's actually far more relevant today than it was ever. It's like, how it's told is really good. Now, did it get in trouble with the law? Absolutely. It's like, there's two major things. One is they were accused of actually killing people. Well, it's not true. Another one is for animal abuse, where there's a scene where they take a turtle out of the water, kill it, and eat it. That actually did happen, sadly. Okay. I am now confused by that puzzle. Huh. I wonder about a puzzle. Oh. Never mind. And how in the world do I get this one? let's see. This is very weird, informal introduction. No, not yet. Here we go. Hold on, just let me mark this. Mining. Oh. And that wasn't too bad. Let's see. The other thing I kind of want to talk about in this video is like there's two things: introduction, then diversity, which seems to be we have a very different view of what diversity is compared to other people, and it's like growing up for each of us, we didn't have any foundation for anything. And we had no cultural foundation. We didn't have religion or any way to learn about morals, really. So what we had to do in our own way is like learn from other cultures, and so we grew up reading up all different cultures, learning from their beliefs about religions, and most would say, hey, well, wouldn't that make you very worldly? I think yes. But we been told, oh, if you learn of other people's religions, that makes you close-minded. It's like, what? I'm gonna have to get out of there. That was not good. That goes up there. Okay. And so for us, we all just found, well, what's the diversity? He's like, oh, that's putting pierogies in your ramen, and with it's Earl Grey here to wash it down, and a baklava has the dessert. It's like you combine so many cultures now. Really, it's like giving priority to one. It's like no, it's like these just go together because they taste good. Get the thing. And so it's like how to make people feel welcome is like sharing cultures and whatnot. And there's some people like, oh no, that's oppressing people. It's like, how? How? And so, learn as much as you can. There's many documentaries out there. There's probably a YouTuber sharing that culture somewhere. It's like, we especially love Japan. And, but I'll get to that and in a sec and go, why? But it's like, the best you can do is sharing your culture and learning from others. And the quickest way to do that, put food from both down on tables and eat around the table. That's how. Now, why we specifically like Japan, and it's not for the reason people think.
After all that training.
Originally, we're from Ohio, like different parts, and we came to our college for video games in Pittsburgh, which 3.5 years in, school shut down. Have that all that dead and no degree. Lovely. But there's one thing about Ohio. There's a book series called Haunted Ohio, and there's 5 volumes so far. And I think the series stops, but it's like, whew, 5 volumes. That's still a lot. It's like, only come to learn, this isn't in any other state. It's like, no state in America or region has a similar book series. Like, that's weird. So Japan, with all its lore and yokai and whatnot, that just took us back to when we were growing up, reading these book series, and it's like, it just felt like home. It's like, yeah, it's fun to learn about the larger creations of Japan, but it's like, those tales of the local, sometimes only specific to a region, those are fun. This probably also plays into why we like world building so much. Now, if the controls would actually... Okay, I have to redo party a bit.
Outrider Amber.
Yes,
reporting.
I'm main and Amber, but it's for puzzles. Okay, this is... Then that should have opened this, which... Yeah. Sure. See, it's been half an hour. My goal was an hour video. I don't know what the Sakura Bloom are for. I really don't. Sure, let's come down here. Ooh, puzzle and some mining material. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, ha ha ha. Voila. Let's see. Food, where are you? I wish this game had button mapping. I really do. Some things are so awkward. Come on.
Submit or jump.
They jump now? They jump now. Took me a little bit to think of that joke, but... Come on. Yeah, the new region in this game is like focused on Japan. It's like I know it's made by a Chinese company, but I think there's underlying tones that they don't like the Japanese. You know, that's the thing. There's something I can talk about. Is hey, while back I wanted to learn Japanese, and there's this really good software on Steam because it's a video game. It's like learning Japanese to survive, and there's 3 games in the series because Japanese language is broken up in 3. You have hiragana, which is normal everyday items and stuff, and then you have katakana, which is next game in the series, and that's anything foreign. And then the 3rd game is kanji, which, if you know anything about kanji, is more bullshit and broken than English. No, seriously, it's like how kanji started was when the Japanese started trading with the Chinese more prominently. Their language came over. What happened is the Japanese wrote down what they thought it sounded like, and it's like, sure. Especially with how Chinese is a phonetic language and Japanese is not. So, if anyone tells you, oh yeah, it's like English is the most broken language. It's not. It's not. And honestly, from these games, Japanese is a lot of memorization, but it's not actually too bad. It has the same number of rules that English does, and it would be more like if English schools required you to have the dictionary memorized to graduate high school. Well, and well, I was like, oh yeah, that's super hard. Have you seen a spelling bee, kids? It's like, they get done. So, it's like, unless you have trouble memorizing, like you're just not good at it, then, and you could stumble on that. The only issue is that, what we've encountered with every single Japanese learning software, even the good ones, they stop at forming sentences. Like, okay, here are all the words you need to have. It's like, okay, I know. Oh, context and a sentence structure changes with what you're using. No, we're not going to teach you that. We're done. Bye. We took your money. So long. It's like, the hell?
I'll race you there.
And it's like, yeah, these games on Steam stop at sentences, but it always feels like they're more honest about it. It's like, hey, we already made 3 games covering these topics. Will we make more in the future? I need to look up on the update whether they do or not.
I'll race you there.
But yeah, it's already a lot of fun. It's like, this is an indie group that got started on Kickstarter, I think. I think they're still doing stuff through Kickstarter. But man, is it fun. The games are set up as a JRPG, so you memorize through repetition.
But how?
Need to move.
I'm doing terrible at this, by the way. Yeah. Every single language software we encounter that does Japanese stops at sentences. Why? I'm just looping the island at this point. I have no idea where I'm going. Nope, nope, nope. I'm weak. Don't want to do that right now.
I ride on wind and cloud alike.
Excuse me, come through. Excuse me, farming. Excuse me. Let's see. Okay, 2, 2, 1. 2, 2, 3. Ta-da! Let me check the Earth. Not Earth. God, where are they even? No, no. Here we go. Oh, Electro Sigils. 47. That is more than I was expecting. Oh, I need to spend my Earth Sigils too. I was talking earlier about China's view of Japan. It's like, in this game, in the Chinese area, clearly contracts, amazing at business, whatnot. Japanese era tyrant taking away personality. It's like, It's like, us three, it's like, from what we learned in Japan, there's so many freaking problems with Japan. Corrupt government
Today's no good for
is
going out.
not one of them.
Did I say that yesterday as well?
Offer up. Ooh, I need 3 more. Okay. $17. 50. Okay. Let's see. No, not there. Not there. Oh yeah, right there. For the Earth sigils. Yeah. Once you get sigils, spend them. Because those stores are gonna run out, and the only thing you have left is to gather more from them. And that's the only purpose after that. Now with the Electro Sigils, there's a bit more to it, because now there's 50 levels. Good lord. It's a smaller area, but okay. Memory of immovable crystals. Oh. I guess I don't have much. Purchase up to 4. Oh. Okay. So now we quickly jump over here, have to change elements to Geo, and then buff the constellation. Uh, 50 minutes. Well, kind of running out of things, but constellation. 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we can do a few wishes. I think 1. Yes, let's do events. So I actually found out it's like every 10 is a 4-star and up, every 90 is a 5-star. Which one was I in? Okay. Event, so go to history. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay, so we're only at 62. Doubtful we'll make anything of it. Yep, normal. Well, here's that. And then called 10 minutes early because ran out of stuff to talk about. Chug down it. It's delicious endorphin and chuck it out of the screen. Have a lovely afternoon and so long. Thanks for all the fish.